It's a game. It's a game. A game starts usually at 11:30. What is the time now?
11:35.
35. They're late.
It's always so difficult it's always so difficult to choose where you stand because both sides are dangerous. You get stones from if you stand on the Israeli side, you get stones and cocktail molotov. On the Palestinian side, you get rubber bullets. So it's it's not easy,
Whoever said that hell is news heaven probably worked here around Jerusalem and the West Bank. And after you've spent over 7 years making a film about a couple of news cameramen covering the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, it's a hard statement to deny. This is the Disneyland of news that always delivers.
The game is not over, but it's a shitty game. Some people make living from this game, including me. I like to be in a position where I don't belong to any establishment and I'm here to show what's going on. But I think if I would not be here with the camera, they would have to do more violent things to be on air. If they need to blow a bus for it, they blow a bus for it. But all they need here is to throw a couple of stones and be on CNN.
Fed by the increasing cycle of violence, the news machine loops endlessly. The dynamics of events dictates quick reports on both sides of the conflict. Cameramen, producers and editors make sure that within minutes after an event takes place, it is already on air all over the world, including here, where a reaction to the event is already in the planning. Hundreds of TV news cameramen pass here every year, except two, who never left. Alon Bernstein, an Israeli working for AP in Jerusalem, and Jimmy Michael, a Palestinian cameraman working for the BBC. Both men were born and brought up in a mere stone's throw from each other. Alon in Jerusalem, Jimmy in Bethlehem. For these two, news matters. The terrible events they document on an almost daily basis will impact their lives, the safety of their families, and their children's future.
Hi. It's a big mess here. But it's a job and somebody has to do it. Just a minute. Just a minute. I think the problem is, basically I like it. I mean, I have my bad times and good times, but basically I like it.
I'm a Palestinian, and I used to go and film, bad things that happen to the Israelis, to show it to the world because it's something wrong. It's something wrong. And also at the same time, I used to film Palestinians, and I think the one that he has to be a cameraman. He should be in his mind very objective. He should send to the world the truth. I think I had an argument with Alon about this, and I don't agree with him about this.
The pattern repeats itself endlessly. Someone throws a stone, someone shoots the stone thrower, and the cameraman must be there to capture that attractive image.
I don't think you can find soldiers anywhere where you can go so close to them with the camera and they let you, because these soldiers grew up on a very strong sense of democracy. He respects my right to take pictures right now, even though me here with the camera triggered the whole situation.
The game starts getting more dangerous. But I have to be careful moving from this side to the other side.
Yeah.
The cameraman has to be in perfect sync with the soldier, one with his finger on the trigger, the other on the shutter release. So many news cameramen crammed into so small a space, all aggressively seeking that perfect angle to their subject. Sometimes it may be seen as if the whole thing is staged for their convenience.
What happened? I think they threw a bomb. I think, as you saw, two soldiers were injured, But the way that I see today is that more cocktail Molotovs and now bomb, it's getting serious. It's escalating. You're standing, you think like it's a game, but look what happened. It's a game, but it's a dangerous game, as I said. So I'm sure now the Israelis now will start shooting back. There will be more casualties from both sides.
When he leave every morning, we stayed at home waiting for him to call, to come. We hear the radio and the television when we see problems at the TV. We call him so quickly. Where are you, Jimmy? What are you doing? And we wait. I can't sleep until he comes back home.
Well, actually, I don't tell them because, I don't want them to be worried, especially my mom, she always calls and, so I have a lot of incidents that happens that I didn't tell her. I mean, I know that it's very dangerous, but that's what I want.
We have to think with him to find another work, to do anything else. Not this cameraman.
It's something so difficult. I mean, I have to decide myself. I have to convince myself that I have to change. If I do it because of my parents or because of my family, I think this will be a problem for me.
The swimming pool lies halfway between Jimmy and Alon's homes. Here they can rest and wait for the next mission.
You can see this is a very good location because it's close to where the riots are. And when there is a break in the riots, you can easily come here, take a telephone and a beeper, and then I leave it next to the pool and just do some laps.
In any moment, it could happen that, you know, we can get a telephone from the BBC or a beeper that problem started in Jerusalem, which is in the area, or in Bethlehem or at Har Homa. We have our cameras, you see, like here, our cameras, it's here, you know, it's ready. So now I'm going to relax now. So I'm going in.
Somebody has to look for my glasses. I got in the water. I forgot completely. I can see again now. I can see again. See how Israelis and Palestinians can work together. Every camera show a different story just by being located in a certain location. He would get out of the car and would take a certain shot because he would happen to meet a certain person that would be there.
As a cameraman, I believe that you play like a big role in making the report. So you have also be clever, not to bring anything stupid.
Yeah, but not all cameramen are so clever.
This is the problem. I know this is the problem, but that's what I'm trying myself. I'm trying to be, you know, like deal with things in a sensitive way, very objective, logic way.
What is news? What makes something news at all? Is this boy crying right here behind me is news? I'm sure it's news for his mother, you know. So how come it's not news for you?
No, I don't look at it at this from this point, you know. I'm sure everybody thinks different, you know, different way.
Right, everybody thinks different. So where is the truth here?
It's true what you're saying. It's true, but when I'm saying myself, I'm trying to do my best to bring the truth.
Drifting up from the city center float the unmistakable sounds of a terrorist attack. Like well-oiled machines, the two men slip into action.
The Israelis, far from starting negotiations with the Palestinians, are now busily approaching them.
What pictures did you take?
The usual disgusting, terrible pictures. As a matter of fact, there is one person who is in little pieces all over the place. Hand, head, it makes me sick.
It's bad, you know. I mean, as Palestinians, you know, really we need peace, and these things are making the peace process go slow and slow, you know, which is bad, you know.
Now they're going to have major demonstrations, and people would be very angry. They will attack the government. They will attack all kinds of targets that have nothing to do with the bomb.
Just this morning, when we just arrived, me and the soundman, Youssef, we were attacked by people. The camera fell down, and we saw somebody he was doing like this, you know, and he started hitting us.
Yeah. It's a very sad day, but my family is okay.
I hope the reaction now won't be tough.
Because it goes on this and then...
Cockpit. He saw one.
There are certain situations that bother him more than others. Anything to do with having to go see a grieving family finishes him up. I think mostly because it's threatening to him as a parent of children. That what's the difference between them and me? Luck. And when he starts saying things like, all I care about is that you're okay, he's gone off.
The problem is the night before. I used not to sleep for a whole night. It's a little like soldiers in a battle. When you are already into it, you don't think because you're too busy of doing whatever you do. But the night before, I remember many nights when I couldn't sleep.
He said, oh, I was far away. I was behind the Israeli army. And I believed him until people started saying, God, is Alon all right? You should have seen he was right next to the shooting.
Despite the fear and anger on the streets in the aftermath of the bombing, Jimmy and Alon venture back to the site, now a fleeting memorial to the victims of the Palestinian suicide bomber who preferred death to occupation.
We can sympathize with these horrible things that we see, you know? I wouldn't last one day if I sympathize. I saw an arm lying right there next to this shop. An arm was lying there for hours.
It's very bad, you know. I always think as a cameraman, I don't want to film these things. I feel when I hear there's a bomb, you know, I just, you know, my whole body just shakes, you know, and just say, my God, I had to go and film these things, you know, so.
We deliver horrible things.
Well, we deliver horrible things, but at the same time, you know, people can watch our pictures and they can, you know, get lessons out of it, you know.
Well,
I mean,
what's a lesson? What's a lesson out of this?
You know, when you see these pictures, it can change a lot. You know, it can do.
They take horrible pictures in this country for 50 years. What did people learn from it? Nothing.
Yeah, I know. They didn't learn that, but
you know what they learned?
Can...
To put more bombs because they have the coverage of the TV.
No, I don't. No,
That's what they learned.
No. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
Jimmy's a great guy. He is. I think from the Palestinian cameraman, he's really, he's a very good journalist, and I think he likes this job very much. And he wants to bring the best of him into it.
And I had some arguments with some Palestinians. I never throw a stone in my life. I never throw a stone. And they said, you didn't resist